Psychic at the Plans. I'm Aeson Knight. Of course, with me tonight is my manager, my sidekick, and my house husband. Peggy Joe, how are you, darling?
I'm doing okay, actually.
Good.
Yeah, just gotta add a little volume to you. There you go.
All right. Hello, Brenda. Sorry, we're late. I am currently addicted to the mocha pot.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, like.
Well, yeah, we both are. We've been hitting that hard.
Yes.
It seems to be the only coffee that doesn't give me indigestion.
Right. And it seems to be the only coffee I'm currently enjoying the taste of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, kind of makes sense when you talk about the difference between automatic drip and like mocha pot or espresso in general, which those are infusions on the mocha pot and the espresso.
Right.
As in you're building steam and you're pushing it through the coffee.
Right.
Instead of like waiting for water to just like glurp and drag down.
Oh, Brenda, you're sweet.
Well, now don't count your eggs before your chickens before they hatch. He hasn't gotten his coffee yet.
I haven't gotten it yet. It's currently being perked.
Yes.
But it's weird how our coffee flavors have changed over the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I'm coming from like just plain coffee, add some cold water so I can drink it.
Right.
And you know, that was basically me.
Right.
Many years. To now we're using the mocha pot, and we're like, I'm doing a dirty chai latte. So yeah. That's a pretty significant difference.
Yeah. Hello, Jessica. How are you? All right, guys. So participation is what you drinking. I'm going to be having my mocha pot express Italian roast mocha with thick heavy cream. Here in a minute. Oh, Shannon learned she liked cold brew. Honey, you can have all of it you want.
I still haven't technically had cold brew, I don't think.
Yes, you have.
Oh, was that the one? Oh, because I was thinking, as I said, it was like, wait a minute, what happened to the one that you rejected when you tried it?
Oh, I rejected it so bad, so hard.
But I'm starting to think that was my first one, was the one you gave me.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, no. I can't say I love it. I can't say I'm going to be like right there on it. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah, for me, it tasted like oil. And that's the best way I can express it, is there's like this oily taste.
Shannon's like, I've learned to like cold brew. Oh, there is a lot of caffeine. She wants to know, did you have it with chocolate milk?
No.
Apparently there's your malfunction. You need the chalky milk.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. My great nephew has started this on me.
Right.
He keeps calling it chalky milk. And he's like, I know that's immature and juvenile. He said, but I just like the way it sounds. And it's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Invisible Assistant. I have chai now. But it's kind of taken over my brain, and it's like I kind of like calling it chalky milk too.
Yeah. So we're working with that. I brewed me a pot of coffee last night. I drank 40 ounces of it, and Invisible, can you please come here? Can you please add a little bit of water to that, or milk? Thank you. Ooh, Folgers is good, and French vanilla. I'm still like, French vanilla questionable.
I never was too huge on vanilla. Like, there's some things I really like vanilla in, but my coffee isn't always one of them.
Yeah, and hazelnut I can't get with. I just cannot hang with a hazelnut cup of coffee.
Yeah, like I struggle with that one a little.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like, I don't think I'm ready for the hazelnut experience. Like it never. Oh, my grandma was Maxwell House OG or die.
See, I love the Maxwell House bold. It's got to be the bold intense, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe we need to clean the coffee pot or whatever. It just was not doing it for me.
Aww. Like, no, my mom was a Maxwell House girl. We had plenty of Maxwell House.
Hazelnut is for Nutella. Yes, I agree. Now, that was delicious. Now, we haven't sat down to chat and plan in 2 weeks, so you're going to see kind of what occurred this past week. Has been a little insane since Beltane.
Yes, basically.
Yes. There's been
caramel macchiato is good too, yes. And Shannon, definitely let us know if you try the mud water. I keep seeing it, but then I just I keep having matcha run through my head, and I hate matcha powder.
Yeah.
Like that just no, I can't do it. Oh, Brenda's mom had to get the 8 o'clock and grind them beans in the machine that was in the store coffee aisle.
Yeah. Well, see, my go-to, my, survive life coffee until Maxwell House killed it was, what was it? It's Fog Lifter, but what was the brand?
I think that was Folgers.
No, it's not Folgers.
No,
it's the red bags. You grind them in the store. It was the fancy coffee.
Oh, Seattle's Best?
No. Like the grinder was right there.
Millstone.
Yeah, Millstone coffee. I love that brand of coffee. Folgers, bring them back. You're going through a retro phase. Come on, bring it back.
Well, yeah, because no, that was Millstone.
Right.
It looks their product packaging looks so much like Folgers. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Are they a sub company?
Maxwell House bought them and turned and closed them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Fog Lifter is, and it's weird because there are places you can still find it.
Yeah.
And it's like they kind of killed Fog Lifter a while ago. How is this still any good?
You're right.
Like I thought coffee expired pretty quickly.
It's 5 years.
Really?
Really. Unground is 5 years.
Oh, unground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, that I can follow. It's just like these are like what I just saw was ground coffee packs, right. Like the little individuals for the like a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon says, "Look, if preppers can put it in their kits, you're fine."
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure they do whole bean, not ground, right?
No, they'll do ground and vacuum seal, which extends it.
Okay, yeah, that would help.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. If it's vacuum sealed, that'll probably buy you a few years.
Exactly. But no, we had a really good Beltane in the Hills. That was an enjoyable experience. We loved it. We stayed at a new apartment. We enjoyed the apartment. After we got the right apartment.
Yes, because you had a fun experience with that.
I did.
Someone got handed the wrong room, not like the wrong room key. The room key was right. It was for the room that they sent you to. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because it would have worked better for everyone else if it had been the wrong room, wrong key.
Yeah.
Like if they had just made it.
Right.
But no, they made the big ups and sent you to a room that was already occupied.
Yeah. Because apparently what happened was someone decided to stay longer after day shift made the keys.
Oh, so they did a room extension. Got it.
And evening shift didn't catch it.
Ew.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I appreciate proactivity, but please pay attention.
Exactly.
Please pay attention.
Yeah. So anyway, good new place. So now there's 3 apartments in the north that I'll stay at.
Well, and I like this one, and I think it's important to mention like the things I'm liking about it.
Mm-hmm.
One, it is not in the literal middle of nowhere.
Right.
Because the one, there's like one convenience store, and that's it. The rest of it's like commercial industrial. Mm-hmm. There are no other businesses that are open. Like, it is pitch black at night. Not a street light to be had.
Right.
That's one. The other one is in it's in a nice location.
Mm-hmm. Except it has a doorman.
Well, yeah, except it has, like you have to go into the building and up the stairs and all that crap.
Right.
Part one, but part two, and the more important problem is it's just really nasty to get to in terms of the way the road's routed.
Right.
And it's like, y'all, like that was a crazy road routing.
Right.
You really needed to go a different direction.
Right.
Because you have to go through the parking lot of like 3 businesses to get to it.
Right.
And it's kind of like it's a hidden entrance, so you don't really see where you're supposed to turn off. And then you're like, oh shit, turn here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, a game of Frogger.
Right.
So yeah. Well, no, this isn't in Morgantown. We don't stay in the cities we visit.
Yeah.
Ever. And if you ever wonder why that, or think that sounds crazy, there's a really good reason. Y'all have had readings from Aeson, or if you haven't, you can experience that. Just put your name and put your question, your date of birth, down below. Please be 18 and older. But y'all have had readings with him. He don't pull no punches. He's not going to sugarcoat it. If your man cheating on you, he gonna tell you. So when he goes and does events, the idea that we're going to be staying in the exact same town as the husbands of the women he just told are cheating on them. No. We want you to have, like, we want the opportunity to have gone ahead, gotten up the next morning and gotten back on the road home before your man has gone through every single in the vicinity hotel to find us.
Right. And, we stay in apartments because we love the Airbnb experience. It has a lot more workability for me. So, yeah, we find nice places to go and stay. And, that's a great idea. It has its own restaurant. This luxury complex has its own restaurant, and Shannon's convinced us because there's nothing around.
Yeah. Well, and that's sometimes the what can inspire, because I always refer to those as live-work communities. And I think that in general they're genius ideas,
right?
And I hope as a world we can get there,
right?
Like, get over the idea we have to all sprawl out and have like a 1/4 acre of grass we don't want to mow. And accept the idea that we can live more centrally, communally, and then build communities that are walkable.
Right. Well, that's what I think they should do with the Charleston Town Center Mall. I think it would be lovely apartments. I think that they could still keep the restaurants there that are making money. And just
keep some restaurants, do some businesses, bring in some doctors' offices, like you keep some things there.
Right.
And then on top of that, do housing.
Yeah. Because, downtown Charleston is a food desert. So if they stick a grocery store in the town center mall, it'll be busier than just with the residents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a little weird to have to park in a parking deck to go get your groceries, but make it work.
Make it work. And that's what grocery shopping. We didn't need to do it this week, but I am going back to do it. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, no, I like this idea of being able to set at 3 a.m. and order my groceries and have them delivered when I wake up. So,
or
hello, customer. We'd love a sponsorship.
Oh, yes, we would.
Yeah.
We love Instacart. Instacart's amazing. Please send us money.
Yeah.
Love you, mean it.
We may even do a review video. All right, so now it's the Quiz the Joe time.
Quiz the Joe? What?
Yeah, because, we've been on a trip, so that means you've listened to 2 books. You want to tell them about the 2 books you listened to?
I didn't think we got to 2. I thought we only made it through 1.
No, we went.
Oh, no, we finished 1. We started a second.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one is the Stressed Home Executives.
Sidetracked Home Executives.
Sidetracked Home Executives. Okay, my only problem, I'm okay with the idea of the system. I don't know that's exactly the one we'll use, and I think you're in the same boat. You're going to blend it.
Right.
Take what you can from it and then blend it. But can I point out that the person they hired to read this book sounds like Mary Alice from Desperate Housewives?
Uh-huh.
And that fucked with me the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Because all I could keep thinking is, it's very odd they chose Mary Alice to read this book.
Mm-hmm.
The housewife from Desperate Housewives that you barely saw, because she was the narrator for the series.
Uh-huh.
Because she's the one who blew her brains out at the very beginning.
Ah.
So all I could do was keep thinking about that as, well, if this is what Mary Alice was doing, maybe that's why she...
Right. And yes, it was written in the 60s, and it was updated a little bit in the 80s.
Yeah.
One or both of the authors are dead. But the system is solid.
Yeah, I was discounting, a little bit on any kind of that I had for it. Yeah. By the fact that it's an older book, it's an older, approach. And I get that, we're 50 some years on from the 70s.
Yeah.
Woot! Almost 50, depending upon what year.
I don't know. So, what did Lotus Calendar come out?
Well, that would have been the last revision, and so that would have been what, Lotus 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Let's see what Wikipedia says. Well, that technically came out in 1983.
Right.
As a DOS version.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like they were talking more about the Windows version.
Yeah.
So that 1997?
Okay.
98, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's had some updates, but it's a good one on, because this example of a sidetracked executive happened today. I came in, I said, I'm taking my pills and I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
So I go for it.
Well, I was going to say real quickly, that's a recurrent problem.
Uh-huh.
Because you say things like that, and I just am and I always get trapped by it, because the first thing I do is you say it and I think you're actually going to go do it. So I look at the clock and figure out, okay, you want up in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So you want up at, for instance, today you came out at 3 and said this. So you want up about 4 or 4:15, somewhere in there. And then at 4:30 is when he actually made it to bed.
Right, because I went in to stir the crock pot. Mm-hmm. I went in, and then I had to refill the beet eggs, and then I had to check the dryer, and then I made my wrap, and we had to research recipes.
Well, we didn't have to. See, sometimes I think that, okay, stir the crock pot. Yeah, you had to do that one.
Yeah.
I think the beet eggs could have technically waited. Just put them on a list. You can do them later.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the research recipes, again, I think you could have thrown that on a list and been like, I'll do that later.
Right.
Like, it's not a priority at this moment.
Exactly. And see, that's that executive function I sometimes have, most times don't. This is why we plan. But anyway, I got to bed. I got my nap around 5:30.
No, about 4:30, because I got to go up about 5:30, 5:40-ish.
Okay. So, but no, that is a clear example that you are a sidetracked home executive. And I really think the book should be updated to help things. Yep. Brain says, nope, must be done now. And Brenda gets that. Cool. And then the other one was Plan Your Life, the story of something being. That was the one we were listening to Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't catch the title of that one.
Give me a minute, because it's still on my Audible.
Like, I really have problems, though, with, like, Audible, books on tape, stuff like that. Like, I really have to focus hard.
Right. Plan and organize your life. Achieve your goals by creating intentional habits and routines for success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I'm enjoying. It's not the first time I've read either one of these, but they're refreshers for me since I can listen to Audible in the car.
Yes. Well, at least so long as we have.
Yeah.
The rental.
And I might be able to listen to them in the other car.
Yeah, because we should be getting it with a lot less noise.
Yeah.
So yay.
So you guys are going to see some changes in the planner. You're going to see some adaptations in the planner. And this is a busy week with me being the lead driver.
Yeah. He was telling me earlier, he's like, the next time, like, you know that list of stuff we have somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, my brain, continue. Where we write down things that we just, next time or don't do that again. Add to it that we only rent cars by the week. Never, ever do we do it by the day. And I'm like, yeah, I'll add that to the list.
Well, I'm wondering how much it is to rent it for a month.
Yeah, I don't think they work that way.
I think they do, but we'll check. I'm going to ask them when I turn it in, because before I buy, if we go for a new car, before I buy it, I think I'm going to rent it first.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was kind of saying, was if you could, and it's not always possible, but if you can rent a car and do kind of the extended drive.
Right.
So you can find out, like, do you really like this? Are these the features you want? Are there better features you'd like to have?
I'll be right back.
All work together well, because that's kind of a thing for me. And he's more tactile, as in he has to touch it, feel it, experience it, watch it, see it, and have the experience of it, to really get in there and be like, okay, I got it.
Right.
Like, this is for me, this isn't for me, I like this, I don't like this.
Right.
I tend to be more like, I can research it, see some pictures of it, and be like, I'm sold.
Right.
Which is what I did with, like, my Kia Soul, and granted that didn't turn out so great.
Yeah.
But for none of the reasons I researched, okay?
Yeah.
Nowhere was dead engine on my list.
Well, and that may be fixed soon. A little bit more magic to it. All right, guys. So let's bring up the main camera and switch to our outline. Let's see what our week's going to be like, and then we'll take a look at the past weeks and how the planner itself has been used. Oof. Really? All right. So at the beginning of the week is the sun. The sun card means to focus on yourself. You're going to have to be very self-interested. Then around midweek is the Four of Cups, which means that there's going to be a surprise. And by the end of the week, there is the tower. The tower is that you have to tear something apart and rebuild it.
Could we get you to just start doing these for our enemies so we know how they're suffering?
Well, again, this is going to be a topsy-turvy week. It's going to be okay. Just expect the surprises and enjoy them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll all work out in the end. Because typically the tower card.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not always true. It depends upon, like, you know, if you're talking about someone's relationship, tower card isn't the best card to see. That means you're going through like a horrible divorce or breakup. Like there's no way around that. Usually.
Right. Well, I'm going to grab the 30s for a moment. So I wanted to look that one up.
Hey, Devin's with me on doing the card readings for our enemies.
Yeah, give me a Cards Against Humanity, and I'll gladly do that.
But anyway, for the tower, it's not always a bad card. It gets a really bad rep because, yeah, it's going to be destructive. It's a wrecking ball.
Right. But, you know, it's also sudden distraction, breaking down old patterns and belief systems that no longer serve a positive purpose, sudden endings, collapsible events, revitalizing your life, ripping everything apart to be able to start over from scratch, leveling to the foundation.
Ooh, I like Brenda's idea. Cards Against Humanity is clarifying cards.
Yes.
Sweet.
Now,
he will not, however, be using the box expansion.
I will not use your expensive shoebox.
No, not that. That was not the box expansion.
Uh-huh.
That was not it.
All right, okay, so let's see where this tower is going to hit us at. Oh, ending of cycles and beginning new things. Okay. So at the end of this week, we will be setting up into June.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. You know, dealing with things that aren't serving us, you know, like my budget planner that I haven't touched, rebuilding situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really exploring, like, what are you doing and why?
And how are you doing it, and why aren't you doing it differently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are all good things.
Right. I mean, and it makes sense. It's going to work itself out. The clarifier really helps with that. Okay. So let's look at how the planner's been living.
Yours has at least been touched more than mine.
Well, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Last week, and like if any of my clients are watching, last week was a bit of a mess.
Right. So the budget planner probably will not go into the June planner. I ain't using it. I ain't getting it done, and it's complicated. So we will have to check and see if it's the layout, if it's something else there. I'm thinking probably just a monthly.
Okay.
And just writing in the daily, because what it was writing in the daily deposits, that type of thing. And I used to do a monthly, and I'm thinking that'll probably end up being a monthly calendar, which is no big deal. We didn't fill out the bill checklist because we haven't been able to sit down and do bills. Yeah. Hello, Enterprise. Here's my paycheck is where I'm at right now.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. All right. So the content planner has been doing well. We have most of the content up on social media. Baristas have not gotten their content loaded. I'm sorry. We will get to it. But we're going to copy and redo this. That'll stay in June. This became tumultuous. And we're changing how we're doing this tracker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to rebuild that. That's on my to-do list.
Yes. But for now, we're bullet journaling it.
Cool.
Yeah. So
very
I'm going
cool.
to make a new one here in a minute. This is done well. I need to go through and check off what we actually got done, which shows actually went up, all that fun stuff. We've only missed one show this month, guys. We've been late, but it's going to happen. This is the Clean Mama Quick Click guide and resource starter. I'm going to let it live in this planner for a little bit as we're working through it. She has some good ideas, but she has some good ideas, but it doesn't really fully fit our house. This has worked well, except it's changing because we're no longer going out of town these 3 days. And then this is where we were last week. This did not work. This drove me fucking mad. Excuse me. Let's go to commercial break. I'm going to deal with some children.
Alrighty.
Hi, this is Sandy Starr. I'm a psychic and I work on Keen, and I have been working on Keen for over 22 years. You can reach me on 01068. I deal with a myriad of subjects, but I do specialize in relationships, marriages, divorces. Is he cheating? Is she cheating? Whatever the dynamic of the relationship is, I will guide you through. I've got amazing radar for cheaters, so I will tell you the truth if he or she is cheating. I can help with any subject you need me to help you with besides relationships, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, you can reach me through Keen. My extension number is 01068. I really look forward to hearing from you and helping you with whatever you need me to help you with.
Hi, I'm Tracy Van. I'm a psychic medium and I work with tarot cards.
All right. Did it freeze? Because it froze for me.
Oh.
Like it went into Sandy and then froze. So we're back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All right. So this didn't work. This worked, but apparently I had another section for this. So we're going to hop over. We're not going to use this page. We are, however, going to bullet journal this page, which I've already set up. Guys, it messed up. Please let us know that we're still live.
Yeah, I think we're still live. Like, I think the commercial stopped for you, but it was rolling for me.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Awesome. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you. All right.
Yay.
So this is the daily task list, the morning cleaning list, the nightly routine list, the zone cleaning, the focus tasks for the week in the rooms. We're going to see if we can make some of this go onto this planner, onto this side of the planner. And let's make some little checky boxes. I really love this. I got this off of Etsy, and it's been fabulous so far.
Yes.
Everything out of its way.
Well, this week's weather's easy.
Okay.
You only need one sticker.
And it's my favorite or my hated one?
Neither.
Ugh.
It's in the in-between.
Oh.
It's just a week of in-between weather.
Okay, so this is going to have to come out.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to distract.
You're not. It's the rings are hitting in the wrong spot.
Oh.
So we'll pop this out a minute.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Sorry. I thought you meant you destroyed one. I was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to distract you.
Yeah.
That was always my least favorite thing on the paper planners was when it was like, I screwed up so bad, I can't even begin to fix this.
Right. But no, I'm enjoying the little stenciler here.
Yes.
But no. So, what did you think of the Organize Your Life book?
Oh, that was what, the first one?
Second.
Okay, the second one. I don't feel like we got far enough in for me to really make a good determination.
Okay.
Like, some of the things it was talking about, I was down for, but I wasn't sure like where else it was going.
Like.
I mean, like, it was offering like some general advice and tips, and that sounded great. But I wasn't getting. I wasn't really seeing how much of it was going to be practical.
Okay.
Like for us specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was the book that kept going, and then delegate to your husband. Wasn't it? Or was that the first one?
No, that was the executive assistant. I mean, the sidetracked assistant, and that was more the final chapter about, once you get your system in place, that you can sometimes pass things off, like to your husband, to your children, and how to do that so that A, they don't get stuck doing things they don't want to do, and B, empower your children to take things on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. I don't have high comprehension with audio.
Yeah. Okay, well,
at least when it's straight audio and like there's no visual.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how's the house ran this week here?
Well, we were coming back from a trip and we were, out for a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so far we've done fairly well, haven't we?
Yeah. Things are going fairly well.
Like, I don't think we made major progress this week, but I don't think we backslid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't really get, good days to do like massive.
Right.
So we didn't make a lot of forward progress, but we didn't like, okay, screw this, we're not doing that anymore. Like, the house is now a disaster area.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Like, the house hasn't been a disaster area. We've done the basic like upkeep, so that's pretty good. And if you just do the daily task list, it keeps everything running, and you can get to the deeper cleaning stuff later, like what I'm going to list out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Monday is the kitchen. The focus for this week is the fridge. And then we need to mop. And this is the week we do the cabinets. All right, Tuesday's the living room. Dust, which I'm almost ready to put dust on my fucking daily to-do list, people. Like, I don't know how this house gets so dusty, but it does.
It does. Though I think that's most houses, strangely.
Right.
Like, I think sometimes you get a little bit of a reprieve if you have carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it tracks a lot more of the walk-in dirt.
Right.
But then you just get saddled with, like, it's carpet and now you have to clean it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's like trading dusting for, cleaning your carpets, renting the whole carpet cleaner and doing the whole thing.
Yeah, let's not do that. One, that always sets my allergies up, and I hate carpet in a house.
I know. Well, but that's kind of back to the point, is it traps stuff.
Right.
Like, so yeah, it does cut down on the dusting.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to go through the whole process.
Right.
Which personally I never enjoyed.
Right.
Like, I hate running a carpet cleaner. It always scares me to death that I'm going to destroy the carpet and the floor and the walls. And, like, if you've ever heard Jeannie Robertson's story about left brain cleaning the carpets, that's my worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it floods the whole house. And it's like, oh, God, yeah.
How's the declutter with the bathroom working for you?
I'm great with it. Of course, then again, I probably use the least product.
Right.
So, I mean, like, I haven't had to go searching for anything, but then again, I usually don't touch a lot. Like, as long as I can find my soap, a washcloth, you know, my toothbrush, and, like, those kinds of things, I'm great.
Right.
The fingernail clippers ever make it back to the bathroom?
No, I haven't got my nails painted yet.
Ah, okay.
So that'll hopefully happen tonight.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I just thought to ask. I've been meaning to ask for a couple of days. Because the last time I looked, they weren't in there, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, it's I don't know what to call it. It's the I don't want to call it funny. It's not a tragedy, but it is, and it's not really unfortunate either. But it's, I guess, our weirdness, and especially with having a one-bathroom house,
right,
is that, you know, every time one of us wants to go to the bathroom, we all have to go to the bathroom. And it just cycles through. Like, you know, when one of us wants to do nail maintenance, all of us are trying to do nail maintenance.
Yeah. Well,
like, it just kind of.
If I can get mine painted tonight, which I'm going to try to do, because I prefer to have them painted, then everything can get done. Because my problem is with them not being painted, they're chipping and breaking off again. So.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Don't know if that got picked up, but excuse me.
Writer's office. We need to declutter the desk.
Declutter the desk.
And this one's been getting missed, so it has to get done, or I'm going to kill things.
I think both of our offices have been, like, that's become the new weakest link.
Yeah.
And I think that happens, and that's okay.
Now, the weakest link is the Gizmo kennel. I can make his room all pretty and nice for about 4 minutes, and then he's like a 2-year-old. Everything is torn up.
Yeah, his idea of how his room should be arranged and your idea of how his room should be arranged do not coincide.
Right.
Like, puppies are not into feng shui.
Well, it's not even feng shui. He just tears his stuff up, and that's why I've gotten the trucker blankets, which he seems to like. They're just not that fluffy.
Oh, did we finally get rid of the horror blanket?
It's in the middle of being chewed.
Oh, okay. So it's almost gone.
Yeah.
All right. I said what I said, guys. I said what I said. I would explain it, but no.
Barista chat.
Yeah, that would be a great barista chat. I'm not doing that live on air. So yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to do outside other than clean off the porch and reset the patio because, our lawn guys didn't.
Well, at this point, I don't know that I would invest the effort to reset the patio until Saturday.
Again, it's on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll work out because they should be here by then.
Right.
I think. Oh, maybe not. They may be a week after.
They were here last week. They'll probably come this week.
Oh, okay. That works. So Brenda says Australian Shepherd must strew toys in every room just in case. Mine sucks holes in blankets.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm sure loves the sound of anything that crinkles and is plastic.
Yep.
But basically anything that crinkles. Like that seems to be, Gizmo's thing is anything plastic that crinkles.
Right.
Including my glasses. Because did you know, if you chew a pair of glasses hard enough, they crinkle.
Yeah.
They make all kinds of pretty sounds. At least pretty to an Australian Shepherd. For me, it woke me up out of a dead sleep. Oh, there you go, because it reminds them of crunching bones without the work. Okay. Good deal. I can follow that one.
Yeah. I can follow it, but, they're getting there. Like, both of them are getting there. Vlad enjoyed his spaghetti dinner.
He did. There was no candlelight. He had no one else over.
It's not a loud guest.
Oh yes. Tip: a hat pin will make squeak toys quit squeaking when you can't take it anymore. I'm okay with a squeak toy. I wish he were into squeaky toys. I could be totally okay with a squeaky toy. I really could. But his crinkle thing,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one that gets me. Like, because I kind of see squeak toys as, that encourages them to take care of any pests.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm down for that. I'm good with that. But, yeah, the crinkle toys just teach them to destroy shit.
That's the reason I did not want him to have crinkle toys.
Yeah.
Like, I did not buy him his first crinkle toy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything that sounded like Crinkle or Kitty. Just didn't.
Oh, so apparently Shy can get obsessed with a toy. Yeah, you should have. He loved his duck. He loved it to death. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
All right. But no, before I have you make this into a half sheet,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bullet journal it for a week or two and see how it goes.
Okay.
That way you aren't creating me something and it's like, no, that don't work. That didn't work.
I think that was cute. It was a good idea.
Yeah.
And now we're done.
Yeah. But I think the new dashboard planner that will be starting in July, it's at Walmart for $20. We'll do this perfectly because then I can like map the task from one week to another.
Oh, good deal. Yeah. Very awesome.
All right. So there's the housekeeping plan for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This will probably become bullet journal territory, and this will probably go away. As in the dashboard here will probably go away. I'll probably go into bullet journal, like weekly actions, and I don't know. I may like buy another pack of this dashboard and take the dates out and relabel it to make the page for the weekly actions. I think that would probably work better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Works great.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then, the weekly reflection plan. All right. So let's look and see how our daily pages went. We did get a weekly reflection done. This was supposed to be for routines. I didn't get it filled out. I'm going to probably pull it and put it somewhere else.
Okay.
This was a really pretty Tuesday, and it worked really well, and everything got done. And how I'm handling it is if I'm working on another planner, I will take and list the planner in the to-do section.
Cool.
Yep. Thursday, apparently I work in the planner, and my poor planner got ignored that day. Friday, we're back up and running, and everything kind of worked really good. It helped out with me being able to balance everything, because this week you guys are going to see I'm going to have things I don't normally have, because Joe normally has them. This is this is going to be the new tracking system. It's only going to be weekly, 24 hours, stop and set.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So I've already kind of laid in some stuff. We've got to determine work schedules and that type of thing. Everything else is kind of pre-filled in. Let's rock it. Find the new sticker book. We did get a new sticker book while we were out of town that I really like. But I'll work my way to. There we go. Yeah, two new ones. One is a recollection. And it's nature oriented, but they didn't have many of these recollection planners. They didn't have the planners at all, and the sticker books they didn't have many of, which is unfortunate, because I think recollection is a good little planner.
Yeah, it's a very cute set.
Yeah. So this is Butterflies in Nature. And it works pretty good. I mean, I think it'll be great for the bigger stickers I'm going to use in the bullet journaling happy planner setup. The smaller stickers I'm going to use in the daily pages. So that's good. The other one we got was Celestial. And I'm really liking Celestial. Like, it's kind of laid out for the daily planners. Like, it's got these stickers that cover up their malfunction there. These, which I'm not sure where I'm going to use that, but we'll see. The half moons. This was part of the old daily pages, and they've now changed them. But I'm glad they left those designs in, because some people really like that. And then we got some lists, we've got some titles, we've got some bullet point stars. Some appointment stickers, some meeting stickers. Today I'm feeling stickers. That would be great if if you need to cover up a block. Some to-do stars, some more half moon, some more gilded list. Different ideas, different things to do. I think these will go great in that self-care section no one knows what to do with. And then we have moon circles, and half moon, and a half moon circle. So that'll be cool. And then some quotes. More quotes that are big. Like these are really big. So we'll see where we can use those at. I like that the magic is within. I think that might be good for some dividers. Like get some black construction paper. Alexa, stop. What are you wanting, the CIA? I'm telling you. Clear stickers. And then these are gorgeous stickers. These decorative stickers are very gorgeous. And some quotes that go well, but where they're unclear, you're going to have to basically cover up spaces. And then some shooting stars. So this is the sticker book I'm going to use this week. And let's kind of set it up. Let me kind of go over my layout here, and then we're going to switch over and let Joe talk about his digital planning. I put my daily routines, my morning and my evening routine down here in the bottom. And I just draw that in. Today's focus is the most useless piece in the planner, so I cover that up. Top 3 priorities. Some days I may just have one priority, and that's the one thing I have to get done. Like there's no other choice. Then in this remember section is where I put my reminders, my schedule, and then appointments go in the bottom here. All right, so I'm going to work on decorating this, and then I'll show you when I'm done while we talk with Joe in digital planning land.
All righty. There we go. So, let's see. I'm on Thursday. Sorry, guys. I had it there, and then we were moving around. So, yeah. Well, so since I'm not on the road this week, I have a very wide open schedule so far, which will be awesome. Because last week, pollen allergies, it all kind of blew up in my face. Literally blew up in my face. So yeah, last week was not my most productive week ever. It was more of a survival week. And that'll be okay. I'm not technically too horribly behind. I just have some things that are like, okay, no, really, that's gonna get done this week. So, yay, we've got some open space to do that in. So I have to build that in for this week. But yeah, I've already filled in some of my base dailies, and like for tomorrow, the 22nd, I've gone ahead and put in the big focus items for that day. And I got my weather information in as well. That's down over here. So yeah, y'all will notice in a minute when we go through and do weather that it's very consistent. So moving right along to Tuesday, we have a little anniversary. Yes. So yay! I think we're probably gonna take and I think probably celebrate that on Wednesday when we have to be out of the house.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll make the most sense. So yeah, that's what's occurring on Wednesday there. So as we've talked about before, like my week, the further we go, the less there is, and that's because I more so plan the next day and then fill in as I'm going through my day. So that I can try to keep making space for stuff, and figuring out, okay, what's got to get moved. Because it's part of being in IT is I can start off with a beautiful planned out day, and then stuff happens. Someone's site goes down, someone needs emergency updates, someone has broken computer. Like, I have to juggle.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So, yeah, so that gets us to Thursday, and then Friday, and Saturday. Saturday is going to be a fun one. Saturday, I have some extra tasks, and then, of course, you guys know it's going to be Psychic Saturday. We'd originally talked about doing that yesterday, or the 20th, is what I should say, in case you're watching on replay. So we were going to do that the 20th of May. Planning to be out of town this weekend, but then with the car situation, it's better if we just go ahead and plan and kind of flip it.
Yeah.
So we did that on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the stuff for Psychic Saturday will be going out this week, instead of last week when it would have if we had kept it the 20th.
All right. Keep going.
Okay, sorry, I thought you had something to say.
No. Not yet.
So yeah, so we've got, the gallery readings and the energy overview, and then make sure you're booking your appointments with him. And then Sunday we will, and I forgot to erase. Leave it to me. So yeah, we're no longer out of town this weekend. So yeah. So Sunday we'll be back here with you guys for Psychic That Plans. And then we'll be setting up June.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that we need to go on an hour earlier for the June setup, because that's a big setup for the paper planning people.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and start that at 7.
Yeah.
There we go. So we'll be on a little earlier. No, really.
Yeah.
I feel like I should throw that in because we were late tonight, and it's like, we're going to be on earlier. And I could hear some, pessimistic voices go, oh, on time. It's like, no.
It's going to be a long show, guys. Like, I'm going to tell you a setup, because I'm going to be setting up all 3 of my planners, because the Power Journal needs reset, because it'll be complete. This is a monthly planner, so it gets reset, and we're going to be looking and seeing, like, do I need this? Do I want this? Do I want that? Do I need this? Do I need that? What sections are getting eliminated? Because daily planning for me is doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And, we have a lot of duplication, double duplication that maybe I don't need. And this is kind of where you got to kind of take some time and check and go, well, do I need that? Do I want that? What are we doing with that?
Well, and this is a good week for that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like in terms of the invisible assistant schedule, that's pretty easy for this week.
It is.
So, yay. Let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and pop that in, guys. So, yeah, we do his schedule in this light blue. And let's see, that's Thursday and Friday. So, Thursday and Friday are both 11 to 4. So, let me pop that into mine real quick. And there we go. And 11 to 4. There we go. Side note, if you guys are using the digital planner or you've been working in GoodNotes, really cool tip, if even because it'll do it with like let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. It makes more sense when I show you than just talk about it. So if you're writing with the pen, you can kind of see here in this memo section. So if you're writing with a pen, it'll make a lot of very precise motions. Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you're literally trying to draw something. And if you just press and hold at the end, it'll square it all up. Now, what I find cool is that the highlighter, which I can sit here and I can highlight this and be all messy, or I can press and hold at the end and get a nice straight line. So love that. It helps me in what I would call my little bits of OCD, be much happier.
True.
That I don't have these big messy highlights. So that's what I do these with over here on the side. So let me clear that out. But yeah, so yeah, and like these are things I like. I always hated the way highlighter, like I don't have a clean hand.
Right.
I really don't. I need a ruler. So I always hated when I highlighted stuff in books and whatever. I never would grab a ruler because if you do that, I'm one of those people, I'm kind of heavy-handed. So I ended up putting a groove in the back of my highlighters when I tried to use a ruler on them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm one of those people, once it picks up ink off a page, I think the highlighter's dead and you have to trash it. That's it. It's over.
No, you just have to clean it.
No, it never comes clean. It always looks ew.
No, it does come clean. You take a piece of paper, you sit there and you just run out the ink that's on it.
Yeah.
Which I find happens a lot with the mild
Yeah, the midliners, yeah. And especially the lighter color ones.
Yeah.
It'll do a lot of, it'll pick up a lot of ew. And it's more noticeable because it's a lighter touch.
Very much so.
Oh, Brenda points out we may need a reminder that it's an hour earlier.
You'll get it. Bring 2 cups of coffee. Let's sit down. Let's work out our June. Let's make it a very productive June for everyone. For me, I'm hoping that it's a power hit in June. Because hopefully we will be back on track and back in focus. Otherwise, Brenda may have to come to Oak Hill and meet Shannon here. Because, their assistance may be needed.
Oh, dear.
Let's just say it the nicest way I can. I'm really not happy with Kia.
Nope. Like, this has been a very expensive undertaking, and that is, like, I'm sorry, you're just at, like, I'm not really happy. I think it is absolutely ridiculous. I hate it when companies do it to employees, in which they get you to spend your money and wait for reimbursement. I explicitly hate it. When it's a company expecting their customer, who has already spent money, to spend more money on the vague promise that we might reimburse you.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't inspire lots of customer loyalty out of me.
Well, there is no customer loyalty with me. There's sometimes brand loyalty.
Right. Like, no, I'm just saying that, and that's part of it. Like, that's treat me right, I'll treat you right. Don't treat me right, I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, Brenda says we can do that. LOL. Should we bring bail money?
Yes. If I am still sitting here waiting to hear back from somebody at a service department that cannot return a phone call, I'm going to be upset Wednesday.
I mean, technically, we're supposed to have gratitude that at least neither vehicle caught on fire.
Well,
that was a legitimate issue.
Well, yes, but see, that's just it. You can have gratitude for that, and you can also be totally disappointed, pissed off, aggravated with the company that apparently doesn't have a clear view of what their customer goes through, what's expected out of them. None of that. You don't have to have gratitude for the bullshit.
No.
And I think that's where people get messed up with gratitude, is you don't have to have gratitude for the bullshit. Be grateful for what you want more of, not what you don't want more of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have tons of gratitude then for cars not bursting into flames.
Right. And that's all you need.
I want more of my car not bursting into flames.
Right. But that doesn't mean that you are grateful for them not returning phone calls, not answering emails, trying to put the same broken part back in your car.
Oh yeah, that one's worth talking about for just a second here. So what we thought, because they had promised that they were just waiting for approval, and that they had reserved a part for us, so they made it sound like they were going to get fixed Friday. They just needed to hear back from Kia Corporate. Kia Corporate actually had to talk them out of the fact they were going to put into our car a part sitting on their shelf that should have been returned as defective, or as in those parts were included in their recall. That's what they wanted to put in our car,
mm-hmm.
and get it back to us.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here going, on what planet did you process that in your little head,
mm-hmm.
and go, that sounds like a brilliant solution? Like, no, that means that if that's what you were going to be working with, what you needed to tell us was, okay, we're working with Kia Corporate. We have parts on our shelves that should have been recalled. We, of course, logically do not want to put that in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're waiting for approval to order parts and get yours specifically in. There's no way we're going to get to your car until sometime next week because of that.
Right.
That's what I needed to hear.
Right. Instead, I heard, well, Kia won't let us put the part that we have here in the car. Sorry, man, I know it's bad news. I was hoping to really get you in by the weekend. But, its serial number is specific on a recall. What?
Why would you want to put that in the vehicle? Why? Yes, you could have gotten approval. Like, I'm kind of grateful Kia Corporate wasn't that dumb. You could have gotten the car back to us, and we would have been unknowing of what you'd done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you now, if you had done that, and I get to go little bunny foo-foo, my happy little ass, down the interstate again, and have my brakes fail?
Yeah.
Oh. And imagine the idea we're going to go through this all over again.
Yeah. No.
I'm not going to.
Well, this part has been replaced now 3 times. 3 times. An ABS sensor has been replaced in my Kia Sportage.
Yeah.
Same part, 3 separate times.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, we're definitively frustrated. We've been hit with a lion's share of vehicle expenses this month.
Mm-hmm.
That I have gratitude. We had the money there to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And inconvenience expenses related to vehicle problems. I'm grateful we had it technically there to cover.
Mm-hmm.
This is not money we should have had to have spent out. This is not money we were prepared to spend out. This is money that was heavily penciled in for other things.
Yeah.
Is this survivable? Yeah. It is making our life very uncomfortable.
Right.
I really, really wish that like Kia Corporate could hear that and understand that, and get that, we've shelled out a lot of money getting this vehicle towed.
Shelled out a lot of money renting this because, I've got 19 vehicles in front of you that had appointments. I had an appointment a month ago with you all.
Yeah. But no, I mean, but here's my thing is, and actually hear this and process it and take it and do better.
Right.
I'm not mad that you have here's the thing. I'm not mad this company has a failed ABS sensor. I'm not even truly, honestly mad that they have a failed engine. Really, sincerely, I'm not. That's not my problem.
Right.
Mistakes were made, accidents happened, bad things were done. I need you to have a more put together adult plan for fixing it than this stoner surfer on the beach, you're harshing my vibe, man.
Right.
Attitude that you've taken towards your customers. That's what I have a problem with. That's what infuriates me. Not that you made a mistake, not that you had a bad design, not that you have problems. I expect cars to have problems. I just do. This is a lot of it's a lot of integrated systems, all codependent upon each other.
Right.
Both electrical and mechanical.
Right.
I'm not stupid. That's a lot to juggle. One little mistake here and one little mistake there, and these interconnected systems will fail. I get that. I'm okay with that. I it's everything you buy.
Right.
You buy a house, all it takes is a little bit of a mismix on your foundation. That house is going down.
Right.
You know what I mean? 99% of the time they get it right.
19%
of the time it's right.
All right. So let's go through, get our weather, and look at the celestial butterfly planner this week.
Ooh. Celestial butterflies.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get back to Monday. Monday. There we go.
All right. So we're on Monday. Let me grab my other stickers.
Yep. You only need one.
Is it cloudy?
It's partly cloudy.
Let me see if I've got any of those. All right.
It's been too much of our weather.
I don't. Actually,
no.
1, 2, 3. There's 5. All right. So I've got enough to get us through the weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, the most boring forecast ever, guys. In Monday, it will be partly cloudy. Let me know when you're ready to write in the numbers. There we go. 78 and 56.
Still winning. All right.
Tuesday is partly cloudy.
Okay.
76 and 51.
Okay. Wednesday
is partly cloudy. 78 and 53.
Cool. Okay.
Thursday is partly cloudy.
Okay.
72 and 52.
Okay.
Alrighty. Friday is partly cloudy.
Okay.
72 and 49.
Okay.
Saturday is partly cloudy. I wasn't joking. We don't have weather this week. We have a weather.
Okay.
73 and 52. Y'all
Okay.
don't even know how careful I had to be writing this down because it's all so close. So Sunday is partly cloudy.
All right. Hello, stamps.
It's just one. We'll survive.
I know. I like my stamps. I just wish I could find bigger ones.
I know. We need better stamps for you.
Yeah. And like different colors.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Like, I wish the clouds were gray. I wish the sun was yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That would all be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
74 and 54.
Okay. All right. So let's kind of talk about some stuff through the planner and some decorative. I'm still using these small things for icons. They work really well to kind of give it enough pretty. I did decide to go washi across the separating the habits tracking for the to-do list. Because I'll tell you, if you do a to-do list this long, you will, one, freak out, and two, most of that won't get done. In the remembrance section here, I do have it stenciled in my, the different appointments. And I need to change that one. Just had it a minute ago. Guys, my desk is like ready to walk.
See, I never called it that. I used to make fun of professors, though. And granted, I'm not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we knocked your camera off. I think.
Probably.
Yeah, we just bumped a... Oh, we switched over. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to call it, because we would have professors that I questioned whether there was a desk or there was just paper that magically hung in midair.
Ah.
Because I had one professor who's actually a department head.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, he was and I'm going to use past tense because if he is still alive, I don't know how. He was an older man when he was my professor. He was a much, much older man when he was my professor. I doubt he's made it to 100. But he was one of those people, very sweet and lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But in his office, on top of the desk, because it was shoved in a corner,
right,
there was this mountain, and it's literally what it looked like. It looked like someone made a paper mountain that just shot up from the top of the desk and came within like a foot of the ceiling. One, I have no clue how he got stuff that high. I really don't.
Okay.
It was kind of scary. Our biggest fear was one day the desk was going to buckle.
Mm-hmm.
And this was how he would die.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was literally the first thing you saw when you went into his office. And it was just, oh my God. Like, what? How? Like, that's where everyone got stuck. You couldn't not stare at it and be like, how?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I get annoyed. Mm-hmm. But this week it's been just one project after another, and it's just like, give up.
I can understand.
Yeah. So I'm writing in my rough schedule that 5. course, I'll be doing networking on demand, 10 p.m. to 4. And for those that are wondering, daily pages start when the day I start. So when I, even though I'm working to 4 a.m., it's still Wednesday. Everything on the Wednesday page goes on that page till 4 a.m.
Yeah, that can sometimes be a little confusing. Like, it confused the daylights out of me forever.
Right.
That, like, when it's 4 a.m. and he's talking about tomorrow, and I have to try to reference that.
Right.
Like, tomorrow, the day after the day we're currently in, or tomorrow meaning after you wake up in the morning.
Right.
At your morning. And no, we finally got it clarified that no, it's the morning when he wakes up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. My day starts after I've slept and woken up. Yeah. No, I follow. Like, it's just a little weirder when you're like, because I go to bed at 2, so I kind of understand the theory. At the same time, like, typically when we were having the conversation, you went to bed as I woke up.
Right.
So that's what really threw a glitch for me, is that your tomorrow and my today overlap.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, no. Okay. So this is a 10 to 4 a.m. All right, so hopefully by tomorrow morning, you guys will notice I have some new readings available.
Yes.
I'm going to be offering spread-based appointments. Now, spread-based appointments are different than our 15-minute appointment. A spread-based appointment is literally a spread on just that question. Or
that situation.
I
think sometimes situation is the easier way to explain it.
Right. So, like, there's going to be a new reading called A Year Ahead Spread. And that's going to be a birthday reading. Or, you can do it anytime, but it's a 12-month view. It can take a while to get through that. So instead of going, oh, well, it's an hour reading, you just have to pay for an hour. No, you can pay for just that spread. There's going to be some other spreads that I'm offering, like my Power of Love, my career readings. Those are just the spread. It may be 5 minutes, it may be 15 minutes, it may be an hour. But it's just going to be that spread. The difference is we're just, like, if you book a Power of Love reading, and then you pop up with, I'm going to not be rude about it, but that means that we're talking about the power. We're talking about love and relationships. We're not talking about career. We're not answering about your boss unless you're sleeping with them. And yes, I know that some of you are.
Yeah. Well, and I think another way to put it is, like, if you book a 15, 30, 45, or an hour-long appointment, specifically, those are anything goes appointments.
Right.
So whatever you ask is whatever he works on for that period of time. So if you want to talk, let's take a 1 hour appointment as an example, that is strictly a time-based appointment. If you want to spend 5 minutes talking about your love life, 15 minutes talking about your career, another 45 minutes, asking about your finances, that's fine.
Right.
Or 40 minutes technically, I think, is what you'd have left. That's fine.
Yeah.
That book a time-based appointment.
Yeah. But it's spread readings appointments are about that spread only. This is something that I thought about, talked about, saw other people doing. Corey does this. She has both options available. And I like that. So I'm going to be offering that. That's going to be a new service that's launching. There's also new email readings that are launching. That are actually spreads. You get your choice. You can have a video reading, you can do a live reading, or you can do an email reading.
Yeah, so that's an additional benefit there.
Yeah,
is it does have the email.
Right. Well, I've had email readings.
Well, you've had email readings, but those have been a little different. Like these specific readings, you can book as all three. You want it as a phone, you can have it as a phone. You want it as a Zoom, you can have it as a Zoom. If you want it as an email, you can get it as an email. Versus it's hard to do a 15-minute appointment as an email.
True. I will do them as live messenger or live text readings.
Yeah, that you've done as well.
Right. And I'm doing it that way.
Yeah.
But no, look for those coming out. I'm also expanding Psychic Saturday to give a 30-minute option. That'll be 50% of the cost of a 30-minute appointment. So it's not just 15s. You can now book 30s on that. So those are some changes that'll be occurring, hopefully within the day.
Well, and we should mention that's by, customer demand. Because some of y'all been booking 2 appointments.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you can just book 130.
Yeah, this is kind of the, like, you want a 30-minute appointment, let's just consolidate it.
Right.
So rather than him having to go through, find it, and realize, oh, she booked 2 appointments 3 hours apart.
Right.
Let's just call her and go, which time do you really want?
And
we'll consolidate the 30 minutes there.
Right. So you'll need to watch when you're booking on the site which you're booking. If you're booking for a spread reading, that'll be phone or Zoom, or a timed reading, that'll be phone or Zoom. So there'll be three sets of different bookings. And, we rock that.
Yeah, it'll be amazing.
It'll be amazing. All right. So let me pop me out. Let's go back to our double viewer. Yay. So, Joe, last husband question. How is the waterfall meals working for you?
I think they're working okay.
Okay.
Like I do. I think they're working really okay.
Good.
Like that's going great. I really like that we're spending less time talking about what the hell we're going to eat. As in, I do like that we've consolidated that down to like, let's just make a plan and do it once. And that covers like the majority of 3 weeks. I will say it doesn't quite cover 3 weeks. In terms of like it does, but we're still having other meal conversations. Like sometimes there's leftovers, so we have the next day's lunch or the next day's lunch covered. Right. Sometimes it doesn't, and so we do have to have like, okay, what are we eating for lunch?
Right. Like, but we'll be figuring that out. The portions are still getting worked out, but overall, mealtime's a lot less stressful.
Well, I'm planning the week of meals is a lot less.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I know I was just getting to a point of it's like, I don't care. Food. I want food. Preferably 7 times a week at this time.
Right.
Like I would really like that. Warm, preferably with a dead animal. Cooked. Yeah. I really like a warm cooked dead animal.
Right. You're really picky about that cooked part.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so needy.
You aren't that needy. I'm more needy, but anyhow. I was just wondering, because everyone wanted an update.
Yeah, no, the meals are coming out really good. And it's a lot less effort for either of us. Any which way you slice it, it's a lot less effort.
Right.
And the way that we're cooking. And it's also a lot less dishes.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten dishes back to manageable.
Right.
Like we get one bad day every 3 weeks.
Right.
But that's far more manageable than like we're cooking dinner every single night of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then heaven help us if there's just one night where it's like, I can't do dishes. We're not doing dishes. Like, dishes aren't happening tonight. And then we have to cook a whole other meal the next day.
Right.
Mountain of dishes.
Right. Well, and you know, we do dishes twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And that's it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's working really well for keeping counter space open because that's a concern in our kitchen.
Yes.
There's not a lot of counter space.
Yeah.
It's prime real estate in our kitchen.
Yes.
It's not the worst kitchen I've ever been in as far as countertop space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had a couple that it was like countertop space. What countertop space?
Right.
There's no countertop space whatsoever. Because I did have that. Like my first apartment was really bad on countertop space.
Mm-hmm.
I basically had all my countertop space was on one side of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one double cabinet width on one side of the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And then one double cabinet width on the other side of the sink.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a corner. My stove was right next to it. And then, like, I had one little itsy bitsy baby counter.
Right.
And that was, and then a fridge. And that was it. So I really had issues trying to do food prep.
Right.
In the little bit of space that I had. Like, there was no way.
Yeah.
Like, food prep was a nightmare.
Right. And, you know, I'm tired of nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, no. Well, and then there was my grandmother's kitchen, because that had basically a three double cabinet width.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was all in one line. And part of it was a corner.
Right. But at the same time, that I felt like I had more room in that kitchen.
Really?
Really. Compared to my kitchen, it was more functional for me. Like, we're still working to get functional in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right.
Anywho,
we hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of a picture into our world and what happens when Aeson gets to be the driver of a house. When, the balancing of schedules and things that, this isn't a heavy week, luckily. But
well, and speaking of hubby questions, so are you appreciating me more yet?
For
all the fucking driving I do, jackass. Like, I'm sorry, are you not done with this yet? I really didn't imagine you'd make it this far without losing your temper.
I've not had a problem with the driving. I've had a problem with trying to balance, like, this week, the Tuesday, Wednesday, which we've got to talk out there about Wednesday, is balancing out the work schedule and finding the 5 to 11 or 5 to 10, and then finding time for a nap later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a big chunk out of the day.
It is.
Like, because she's got because this is both appointments you have to drive your mommy.
Right.
And they are both distance trips. They're not local.
Right.
So they are long drives.
Right.
And yeah, it's a good 4 to 5 hours out of the day. Just gone.
Right. Or 6.
Or 6. Yeah, it can be 6. But no, I was just curious if you're having a moment where you, and not because you don't enjoy driving, not because you don't want to drive, not because you don't want to spend time with your mother, but just simply it's a huge chunk out of your day. And that's why originally, no napping during the drives. No. Like, he can't even catch up on his sleep. He has to get up early. It takes time out of his day. Less stuff is possible to get done. I was just wondering if you were like, I kind of really appreciate Joe, like, that he does that.
Well, I appreciate that you do that. Like, that's not that's was I've always appreciated you doing the drives.
Okay.
It has created an issue, and the issue is that I want that fucking car.
Yeah, I know that's your biggest current issue. Is like, I want to keep the car. I don't want to return it.
Yeah.
I swear to God, guys, our local enterprise may like make a bank this year if he can figure out how to pay $300 and some a week to keep this car.
Well,
like, I've seen the hamster on the wheel. Like, how can I make an extra like $400 a week?
Well, not only I don't want to like just rent the car.
Mm-hmm.
I want to own the car. So it's been like, okay, how can I finance this? Where can we do it? Do I have the availability to finance it? Where do I want to finance at?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the places that I would normally finance are no longer in business.
True. The panini was hard.
Well, the panini was hard. The loan places closed. Finances changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then, yeah. I mean, but some of them actually did dry up.
Mm-hmm.
One, either because of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were stuck in that we can't get inventory. There's no point in being open.
Right.
Like, we have nothing to sell. We can't justify keeping people here to sell cars when we don't have cars.
Right.
So there was a lot of that, or a fair amount of that.
Right.
Yeah. And then I think we may have had one or two pass.
Right.
I'm not necessarily blaming that on the panini exactly. I think it may have just been, unfortunately, like, they were there.
Right. And, the people I dealt with was the same people my father dealt with. And, some of them are out of business.
Uh-huh.
Some businesses have been bought out. Like the bounty hunter I used to work with, I'm sure he's now crossed on. But at the same time, he would buy vehicles. And I could literally walk in and say, I want this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Finance me.
Yeah.
And he'd just go over to King Cole, buy the vehicle. Here you go. Here's your payment. This is your down payment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's one of those things that happens. It's, we're having to start admitting, like, we've like, time passed.
Right.
Because, even in my hometown, I was starting to run into some major problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, places that I'd eaten at since I was a child are no longer in business.
Mm-hmm.
My florist retired. Let me tell you. And quite frankly, I had barely left for college, so 20 some years ago. The best mechanic I ever had passed.
Right.
I'm still traumatized on that one. I haven't found a mechanic that I mesh with really well since.
Right.
Me personally. Because like he was phenomenal. So, Butch's wife, if you're watching.
Yeah.
We miss him. We really miss
him. That's been a problem for both of us because my mechanic moved like 2 different shops and then they closed.
Oh, hell, my favorite personal banker retired.
Right.
That was, again, like a travesty.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, if you're watching, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to beat some people at the bank you left because, like, hi, you had the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You took all of it and walked out.
Right.
She retired. It wasn't like she got mad and walked out, though.
Right.
How she didn't, I will never know.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Miss Linda.
Right.
Because hell, I used to call Miss Linda for everything. Like, so I miss my personal banker.
Right.
No, I mean, these are relationships and things that you build over decades.
Right.
And then someone just up and retires, and I don't know. It makes me sound like some crotchety, get off my lawn old man, and maybe I've become that at 40. Mm-hmm. But it's like then some dumb kid starts trying to tell me shit that even I know's wrong.
Right.
It's like, oh, come on. Can we pull some people out of retirement?
Please.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, speaking of, like, that's our one big, awesome win for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom, because we called it, your mom finally got rid of the two, because their apartment manager retired kind of forcibly. She had some major health problems, and they kind of didn't want to work with her at all. Mm-hmm. So she retired. And the two people that had to replace her, both got fired last week.
Yes.
And they pulled the previous property manager out of retirement. And I really hope she got anything and everything she had ever dreamed of or wanted.
Right.
Because she's worth it.
Well, she is. And she keeps they're not residents because it's not a nursing home. For the rumor mill, no, Mom doesn't live in a nursing home.
No, but you're a resident of a apartment complex.
Right. They're not called residents, though. Oh. The tenants does what they need.
Yeah. Like, she handles all the stuff. She's got the right skill set for it. She knows what she's doing. She has experience out the wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she gets it.
Right.
Because a lot of these tenants, like, your mom's doing better than most.
Right.
Like, significantly. And this isn't even assisted living or anything like that.
No.
But some of the tenants are, like, there's some that are blind, there are some that are really aged, there are some that have severe mental disorders or mental issues.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of different people in that building with a lot of different needs, and like managing all of them is not a one size fits all.
Right.
You really have to cater and be specific.
Right.
To who you're working with and what you're asking them to do and how you ask it.
Right.
And there's a lot that don't have involved family.
Right. And
at all.
And then there's us who are super involved and super active and, doing 100 different things.
Right. And I will still pick up a phone and call the corporate and be like, the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
And she's one of the more capable or the most capable in the building. Like, hi.
Mm-hmm. Like the change. And this is, when we talk about this, it's not like massive things.
Right.
One of the ones that I went to bitch about was the washers and dryers that are provided by the apartment complex.
Yeah.
They were coin operated. Coin operated is easy. You buy her 2 rolls of quarters, and she calls you and tells you how many quarters she wanted, bingo, and tells you not to pick up anymore.
Yeah. Well, and most importantly, most of the residents are well over 50. Like, I think their average age is probably about 70, 72.
72.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. And so, yeah, coin op, not a problem. They get it. They bitch about how much coin, but they get it.
Right. However, they went to cards, and no one showed them how to load the card. No one showed them how to use the card. Like, my mother has taught most of the residents how to use the washer and dryer now.
Well, and meanwhile, we had to go over and show her, which was quick and easy. It wasn't a big deal. It was a similar system that I had used before, and I think he had used before.
Right.
So it was a really quick thing, and just walk her through it, and it was fine.
Right.
But like, even at that, the new apartment manager ended up screaming at us. Because we were there.
Right.
And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, now granted, this was at the beginning of the panini. But I'm sitting here going, like, ma'am, do your job. This was the new manager. And it's like, ma'am, first of all, if you'd done your job, I wouldn't have to be here. Second of all, the hell you think you're doing screaming at me or any resident?
Exactly.
Tenant, excuse me. Because no, and most of these people, that's considered some form of abuse.
Yeah.
Like elder abuse, vulnerable adult abuse. Like, we don't know. No, ma'am. Don't you do that. Oh, yeah, she needs to be paid as an assistant. But no. And then to turn around and you can't even learn from that moment. Because you better believe I called corporate, because I was like, the hell does she think she's doing?
Well, my thought was, who the hell does she think she is? Because I will walk in that building at 2 a.m. I have a key. I have an access code. I will walk through that building and go wherever my mother is. You can fuck off.
Yeah. Well, because this was also the one that basically was telling all the residents that they weren't allowed out of their apartments. Or all the tenants, they weren't allowed out of their apartments. Oh, you better believe that call that I made was livid. Because the layers of wrong.
The layers of bullshit.
Yeah. And I mean, granted, she was still new. Like, this was within her first month. She didn't get an easy handover, and I gave her credit for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this was not the best time for her to have gotten promoted into this position.
No.
Especially with no skills, no training.
Right.
Not your ideal first week.
No.
Or first month. I gave her a lot of credit for, like, I really was hoping this was just overwhelmed with the situation.
But it wasn't.
And no, it wasn't. This just continued to get worse.
Yep. So we were terminated.
Like, and I'm generally not all about someone losing their job, but this was a really bad promotion.
Right. Well, it's because she is not a licensed social worker. The board of tenants basically ate her alive.
Yeah.
As they do.
Well, because it's one of those things. It's not even like they're evil. Like, it's not like they're being evil.
Right.
It's like you aren't doing the things.
Right.
You can't. You don't know what you're doing. And the training isn't helping, and it's not getting you there fast enough, because we're like 2 years on.
Right.
And she's still.
Right. Well, it's not
like,
getting.
Not getting it, not doing it, not doing it.
Right.
Not cutting it.
Right.
So at that point, I'm glad that I hate that she lost her job, and I really hope she finds something she's great at and gets paid well, and that's very quick. Like, I don't hate her as a human being. I just think it was a horrible job for her to have had.
Right.
Like, that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to hold hostility and ill will towards her, because I don't think she knew how bad of a fit she was for the job.
Right.
Like, I don't think she ever quite understood.
Right.
Like, no.
Right. So, Miss Della is back. I've had conversations with Miss Della. We are very happy she's back.
We're thrilled.
Right.
So, yay! Alrighty. That was my win for the week. That made me so happy. It was like, oh, thank God. Like, There's only so mad at certain situations you can get before you're just like, what is it now?
Right.
And that's unfortunately where I was getting.
Right.
Is like, oh God, what'd she do this time?
Right.
So, yay. What was your big win for the week? Or little win, whatever it is.
My little win is actually maintaining this week. Like that, like to simplify and to maintain. Has been my thing this week, and everything got pulled off great. Still working on my goals. I've kind of done something, so I'm gonna go ahead and show it. I know we're going a little later than normal, guys, but
yeah, that's okay.
You know, working out the tracker. So I took a half sheet and made my daily tracker. Y'all got saw that a minute ago. But that leaves this other side because I'm using one of the pages out of my purse planner, which, you know, will be important this week. But I thought I'd list my goals for this week. You know, dinner at 7, gym 3 times a week, journaling twice a week, 1 shake a day for breakfast. Drinking 3.1 of my water cups, which actually works out to be 242 ounces. No, it's 122 ounces of water. And, you know, I'm going to try to make sleeping a 5-hour thing. So there's the goals. You know, so this is kind of like a daily reminder of here's the goals you want in today. And then tracking the other stuff over here, because with that 5-hour to 6-hour sleep cycle, it's a moving target. And this week, I don't get to do the natural target. It's the moving target. Yeah.
Best we can hope for this week is the natural sleep just happens to hit.
Right.
In a good way.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do a review. I bought this when, you know, they had their massive clear out. It was that don't forget, take notes and have fun. Yeah. These sticky notes here are shit. They're that polymer plastic.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the vellum stickies.
Yeah. So if I use my normal pens, like bed. Let it supposedly dry for a few moments.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that can be a big problem with vellum. Because it is really hard to write on in it with
the erasable
pretty much
work on it.
Yeah, I think Sharpie is about the only thing that'll stick, and even that you have to be really careful with. I was meaning more Sharpie, not Sharpie pen, but Sharpie pen might work. Like, you got to give it a second.
Better.
Yeah, it's a little better. That's what I was saying. Give it a second. Let it, like... Because the problem with vellum, and I'm assuming it's either vellum or vellum
light. It will not even write on the second part.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, it still smears.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so those are useless. These little daily focus noted things, you have to glue them in. The Post-it notes are okay. These are all that vellum that you can't even write on. So if you're trying to do a page flag, you can't even put a page flag. So unfortunately, this is crap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you seriously trash it?
I seriously trashed it.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy, do better.
Yeah. Happy planner, do better.
Yeah. You know, like we buy your stuff for functionality. We need it to be able to be written on.
Yeah. Well, because, yeah, like the vellum or vellum-like, I forget what they are. Are they actually vellum? Usually. I thought they were. Well, the transparent Post-its, that's what they call them, not vellum.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Post-it transparents, those are a big seller.
They are, but you can't write on them. Like I just
but
5 different pens.
Right, but I don't think you got the right ones. Like they're not Post-its.
Yeah.
They look like Post-its.
Yeah.
They're not actually Post-its.
Right.
Because they're supposed to do pretty decent.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pens for Post-it transparent. Come on. All right, so translucent sticky notes. These are generics. The ink test, permanent marker does well. Ballpoint pen does well. Liquid gel's garbage, and so is number 2 pencil.
Right.
And that's from Tarosophy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's their, which I really appreciate. Like, thank you guys.
Right.
Tarosophy, you did a great job there, giving us exactly what we were just now looking for.
Right.
So yeah, preferably ballpoint pens and permanent markers are your 2 preferred best choices for the transparent stickies.
Right.
Just FYI.
If you want to use them. I'm still a big fan of Post-it. Like, these are great for making notes. And I normally keep a pack in my box. I used to do colored Post-its, but just Post-its in general for when you just need to write something down. And I like to put a couple on my half sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Like not, it's going to cover up my goals, but it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way I can just pull them and make a note and then come back and back plan or whatever I need to do.
Cool.
All right, guys. So that has been, that is the way the week's looking. It's going to be fairly a busy week for all. The newsletter will be out. Just a reminder, baristas, you do get free access to the gallery reading, but you have to go and register with your barista codes. So make sure you get that done, please. I will post a reminder for your gallery code and everything here in a little while, because I got to set all that up.
Right.
And with that, though, having a magical, wonderful week. Join us back again at 7 p.m. on Sunday, because we're going to do the June setup and the Power Journal, and in the desk and my catch-all and my purse planner, which the purse planner will probably be the fastest.
Alrighty. So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at PCSPNetwork.com.
Yes. All right, guys. You have a great evening. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.